Okay, right, so that should do it now. Shot, guys. Okay. Right. Good to see, the faithful few on here. I'm sure we're going to get most of the others on pretty soon as well. Okay, so let's get cracking and check, what has been happening in the markets and how the systems is going and that kind of thing. Other thing as well, how's William? Good to see you on as well. Other thing as well is that some of you have probably gotten a bit of a fright, in terms of, how your profits have kind of dropped at this point, Guys, it's normal. Like I say, you're going to notice at a point that it's going to shoot up to a beautiful level and you're going to get a drawdown. Then it shoots up to a beautiful level and you're going to get a drawdown. And it's going to ride that particular wave the entire time. So remember, this is normal flow to be expected when trading something like the Ichimoku. Okay? So, today, obviously, in our intraday session, went really good. We basically made 5% profit today. Went quite nice. Was with the big bearish move. So obviously, we made the money in the drop at 2 sells that we took. One for the 3 moving average setup, and then one for the stochastic setup. Okay. Now, this point in time, our account total has dropped by quite a bit. Profit-wise, not account total, sorry, but our floating profit has dropped. Okay, compared to what it was last time. Not only that, I mean, we were up $1,000 extra if you compare it to this morning, if I'm right. But yeah, it's how these things go. This is just basically the retracement, the breathing, that kind of thing. I mean, hey, who knows? This could just change direction completely, and we won't know until we kind of just look at it, give it time, and see what it does from there. Okay. Right. Now, Euro US dollar at this point in time. We got in on this one. Okay. All we're going to do is we're going to run through everything quite normally. You can see on the balance, guys, we didn't have any trade close out or drop or, anything like that. Also, just to let you know, I haven't moved any of the stops, so we're probably going to have a lot of stops that we need to ratchet today. I just left it to make sure that we can, kind of get it done today within the session, and we'll take it from there then, just basically some ratcheting practice. And then also there's going to be some unique points and those type of things. So we're going to see how, with the change in the Kujin send direction, how we handle that when ratcheting our stops and so forth. Right, now, Euro US dollar daily chart. Okay, obviously we got in over there. Stop loss is set there. Okay, Kujin's moved up very nicely. Okay, so give it another while and that kind of thing, maybe another week or two, and we should be able to ratchet the stop then. Okay. Price has pulled down, so we are in a slight drawdown with this. We're down basically by 0.5% on this trade on its own. Okay. Now, question from you guys, okay, or for you guys. What do we do? What do you expect? What's your analysis on this at this point in time, guys? Let's hear it. Let's see what you guys think. Obviously, the chart is bullish, right? Price is above the Ichimoku. But what do you guys feel could happen with this? Okay, let's look at it this way, right? Again, I'm just running through normal analysis here. Okay. First question, is there anything we can do? Let's see, Bevan's got, okay, they will eventually move up again because the future Kumo is up. Okay, good one. Well done, Bevan. Okay. That's it, you know. I've also got a feeling this is still going to go up, but we just need to wait and see. Okay, my feeling says that this is still going to go up, that gut feeling, right? But obviously, we're just not going to act on it, right? We don't act on our guts and those types of things. We act on what the data is actually doing, right? So, what we're seeing at this point in time, okay, is the chart is retracing. Okay, everything's still bullish. Okay, future Kuma's putting up exactly as Bevan mentioned. Um, we can see that the Tenkan and Kujin-sen is still in the right position. Tenkan has started pointing down. Kujin is pointing up strongly. Okay. The only other issue that I've got at this point in time is that. Okay. It's the only thing that's kind of having me feel a little bit iffy about this. Now, for interest's sake, all I want to do is I just want to throw in stochastic in here, just to kind of get a bird's eye view of what the stochastic thinks is happening. Okay. So you've got the stochastic on, and look at what is happening here. Okay. So at this point in time, we're seeing that, you know, this is still kind of, it's heading down and it's still on its way down. Yeah. So this could go down a little bit more. We could find that this consolidates purely for the fact that Chico is heading into price. Okay. Once it does that, there's a couple of things that could happen. We could get this going lower. We could have it bounce off of the cloud levels. We could have this just break the cloud and change direction completely. Or we could have it basically just continue going sideways slightly, or up from there. There's quite a couple of possibilities. At this point in time, nothing is really set yet. You see, we don't have any idea of what this is going to do, or there's no other signals in terms of really, you know, what do we expect. We've got an idea of the different possibilities that could play out, okay, but we're not sure yet until it actually happens. Okay. Now, is there anything else we can do with this chart at this point in time? No, there isn't anything. Okay. That's it exactly, Silla. We have to wait and see. Okay. Whole thing is that, like I said, at this point in time, nothing's really happening. Okay. There is unsurety in that type of thing. So, for me personally, you know, there's nothing we can do. We can't ratchet the stop or anything like that. This is coming down. Um, so we just need to kind of feel this out and see what this is going to do. Okay. If it goes against us, it goes against us. One of those things. Worst case scenario, we're losing 1%. Not the end of the world. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump onto the next chart. Next chart, pound US dollar. Let's have a look at this one. Now remember, this one was the one where I said that we're most likely getting the head and shoulder formation. Correct? Okay. So we see basically, I should zoom out slightly. So you see basically the big trend coming down, you know, heading there, coming up, forms the head, forms the other shoulder. But look at the funny thing it's done now, actually. It's actually continued, basically forming another, you know, it's almost like a smaller little, I want to say, sideways movement that we're getting. Okay. We could look, if I just zoom in slightly, we could look at, you know, setting this very much like that at this point in time. Still head and shoulders, actually. Okay. Because this flow is still all part of the downwards move. This could still go up from here, and then we get the break. Okay, so Remember, the big thing was is that I never took any of the breaks at the bottom here. Okay, why? Why didn't I trade the Kumo breaks? Who knows? Who can give me an answer to that? Why would I not have traded the Kumo breaks earlier that we had basically over here? Those are clear Kumo breaks. Why did I not get in? It's not that I'm expecting this to go up, okay? Because the Kumo break is a sell signal. It was a sell signal that was generated for that. Why didn't I take it? There we go. Well done, Cello. Okay, exactly. That's spot on. Okay, the Chico was not clear of price. Okay, check here. The Chico is still in price. I mean, poof. So I was waiting a little bit longer for this to kind of clear it completely. Okay, didn't happen. Therefore, I'm safe and free from that one at least. But it's still running with price. I need this to clear price before I even look at getting in. Okay. So we'll need to wait and see. I'm thinking that this is most likely in the end actually going to start running up. Okay, so we'll just need to see exactly what's going to happen there. So with this one, there's nothing that we can do. We're going to just have to wait and see exactly what's going to transpire within this. So let's just kind of have an wait on this and just see what happens as well. Okay, so similar to the previous one. Previous one we're in a trade. This one we're not in yet, but there's nothing we can do here. We just have to wait again. Okay. So next chart, US franc. Now this is one that we took a trade on a little while ago. Okay. And it was let's see it. I think it was based on taken inclusions and cross, yes. It was taken on. Been trending down. It's still in profit, but it's at a heavy retracement. It looks like it's a sort of a US dollar thing. Okay, now in terms of this chart, we know it's bearish. We can see check here beautifully. Okay, well obviously Kujin is moving down strongly. Okay, another thing is future Kumo. Check how that's pointing down beautifully. Only problem is this is starting to move close towards price. Okay, but might be giving us another entry opportunity. Now, on this one in particular, I want to find out from you guys now. What do we do? Is there anything we should do? Anything we could do? Let's hear it. Well done, William. Exactly. We can move the stop loss. Okay, so, and definitely we're going to wait then. There's nothing else we can do. So let's count. Okay. 3 flat sections. It's 1, it's 2, 3. Small sections, right? You can see completed section, completed section, completed section. So we're going to move that back to the third completed section. There we go. That's it. Okay, perfect. Next chart, US yen. Another retracement. You can see everything's retracing at this point in time, grabbing that extra breather, getting an idea for what it needs to do. Now, With this one, we've already had a couple of trades that we got into. Okay. I think we're loaded into 3 trades already, so this one is loaded quite nicely. Okay, it's trending beautifully. All the signals are looking good. Retracement isn't that big at all. If we're lucky, we might even get another entry signal coming up with this one. The more the merrier. I don't care. As long as it moves my way. That's the main thing for me. But in any case, with this one, nothing new that's really coming up. Still a lot of space in front of that Chico as well. That's what I'm liking. Okay. Anything we can do on this chart? Remember, we've got 3 stop losses on this one. Okay. With this one, we're going to move the stop losses as well. Okay. So, with this in particular, everything's pointing in a good direction, that kind of thing. So let's count flat sections again. Okay, we always ratchet to the 3rd flat section, 3rd completed flat section. So that's gone down. Okay, so we've got 1, we've got 2, we've got 3. That little lip over there. So let's go, and we're going to drag that one, set it in place. We're going to drag the other one and set that on top of it. We're going to drag that other 3rd one and set it on top of it as well. Here we go. Okay, one trade, well, all the trades on profit, but one trade stop loss is in a profitable level. Okay, the others have been ratcheted and I've minimized the losses. The further this moves, the better. Okay, once we start getting into a nice profitable level, with the stop losses as well, it's going to work awesome. But here you see now, this is where we start getting multiple stop losses being managed by the same level. Okay, so you'll notice the stop losses start catching up with one another almost. As you add the new trades, obviously the stop losses are going to be set at different points and those type of things, but eventually they actually catch up to one another and they get moved accordingly. Okay. Right. So with with the US yen, nothing else at this point in time. Let's check the next one. Right. US Canadian dollar. Okay. Now this one, remember, beauty, beauty, beauty of a trade that we took. Okay. We took the Kumo break, and so far this has actually turned out to be almost like I think it was the pound franc or something like that. But it was one of those where basically, it's that hit or miss. You either take the Kumo break or you don't. But here, I took the Kumo break purely for the fact that when the Kumo break came, the Chico was clear from price. Okay, and that gave me more than enough confidence to actually get into this, right, and trade it. If the Chico was kind of at a more dodgy spot, I would not have taken that Kumo break. So the Chiku makes it a lot easier in determining whether you're going to grab that Kumo break or not. Okay. Otherwise, there was no other entry given with this trade whatsoever. So at this point, this is actually probably our most profitable trade, okay, that we've taken. Now, this one currently is, not sure, but anyway, with this one we can modify the stop loss, right? So what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead with that. 3 flat sections, that's the new flat section. So completed, that's 1. Then it's curving, 2. Small little one with another little one, so there's 3. So we're going to move the stop from here to there. Boom. Done. Okay. Right, so nothing else we can do. It would have been nice if we kind of had the extra entry over here, in terms of this being a Kujin break. Unfortunately, price didn't go high enough. One of those things. But the trade's moving beautifully. It's nicely in profits. The stop loss is set at a nice profitable level as well. So who can really complain? Right. Currently, the stop loss is set so that it's almost at a 1% profit. Yeah, that's good. Can't complain on that one. Okay. Next one. Euro Japanese yen. Okay, so now I'm going to ask you guys. What's happening? What do we do? What's going on here? Okay, future Kuma flat here. Let's see here. Okay. Um, Bevan says it looks like an entry. Okay, when the Tenkan-sen crosses. Okay. Um, Good one, William. Bearish Chikuspan broke price. Okay. So Bevan's saying just we can also wait for the Tenkan and Kujin-sen cross. Um, Okay, I'm seeing there might be a slight downwards point, but yeah, the overall, top section of the Kumo is flat, like you're saying, William. Um, but here's the thing, because of the fact that the Chica span broke price, it's actually kind of free of price. Now you see that. Okay? If it continues going up, then well, we're stuffed. Okay, but if it continues going down, or even sideways, it's actually very clear. Okay, but we might need to wait. Exactly as Celo's mentioning. Okay, the Chico is not completely clear. So this is where I'm then actually going to agree, right, with what Bevan has said. Okay, it would probably be better to wait when the confirmation of the Tenkan and Kujin Sen cross comes in, because then we should have the Chiku clear. You guys agree? There we go. Well done, guys. You're learning so well, eh? It's awesome, man. Okay. You guys are starting to sound like a choir now. Love it. Okay, so right. With this one, we've got an entry that could come up. Okay. See how funny it is how price went up and it looked like it's going to turn completely, and it bounced from the cloud and went through. Couldn't trade the Kujin break purely for the fact that Chiku was heading into price. Now Chiku's broken from price. It's not completely clear yet, exactly as Seller said. So I'll just wait for the much clearer signal, as Bevan mentioned, just that Tenkan Kujin Sen cross. Okay, so perfect one on that. We're just gonna wait. Most likely we're gonna get this entry tomorrow. Okay. Okay, now next one. Let's see what's happening here. Euro franc. Now, this is one we took a little while ago as well. This was based on the Kumo break a while ago, right about there. Okay, so we've been in this trade for a little while. Other thing as well is that we then had Tenkan Kujin cross, but problem was all the signals we had here. We had the Chiku in price. It's the only thing I didn't like. Okay, so what's happening now with this? What can we do? Okay, this is the one where we've got the tricky scenario here as well. Okay, with how the Kujin is set. How do we go about this? What do we do? What do we need to do? Is there anything that we should look at? What do you guys think? Okay, so this is still bearish, correct? Price is below the cloud, therefore it's bearish. Future Kumo is bearish. But yeah, the future Kumo is a bit flat now. Right. Taking the Kujins in the right order, they're starting to point down. Chiku? What would you guys say about the Chiku? Okay. Now, what I want to do is I just want to check with you guys, okay? Has anyone gotten into that trade based on the Chiku breaking price yet? Okay, William's not in. Seller, did you get in on that one? Or did you just wait a little while? Okay, so Bevan's not in as well. Okay. Because your entry should have been round about this point then. Okay, yeah, now figured as well. Okay. Um, all good, Seller, all good. No big worries or issues in terms of it at this point in time yet. Okay. I still feel this is something that could go down. Um, I just wanted to give this more clearance purely for the fact that, obviously when that happened, we had that pointing up. Because it was moving up, I was just wanting it to give a little bit more clearance. Went down slightly, um, and then obviously, started shooting up today again. Um, so with this one, for those of you who are in, it's a perfect entry actually. With this one, I just wanted to wait a little bit more, purely for the fact that um, I'm wanting to see how to say a better signal in terms of what the Tekken and Kujin is doing as well. Okay. Also purely for the fact that we've got these big flat sections there. But yes, it's a perfect entry actually. It's very nice in the sense that that cleared. The rest would have been still fine to go with. Everything else is in order. It's just when you took it to nothing was pointing in the right direction. There was more flatness than anything else, right? Okay, that's what you probably saw. Everything ticked the boxes, right? Everything was good to take the trade. Chick is clear off price, it broke price, so that's the signal. Tenkan and Kujin is in the right order, it's on the right side of the cloud. Price is on the right side of cloud. Chick is on the right side of cloud. The cloud itself is bearish, future cloud and that kind of thing. So everything's set out perfectly. Okay. I was just a little bit worried purely for the fact that most of the other signals were kind of more flattish than anything else. Um, and then obviously I just wanted to check what the chick is going to do the Kujin's going to do before I really get into the ratcheting itself. Now, that's basically the only thing we can do at this point in time. Okay, so for those of you who haven't got in yet, your chance should come up very soon. Okay, because as soon as we start getting this moving down, we might have then the entry signal that could be produced. Okay, with it clearing from price. Otherwise, because it's hitting price now again, so we could see it probably going sideways a little bit. I take it your other stop loss is set right over there, right, seller? And it should be there. Okay. Um, with that though, okay, perfect. Well done, seller. All right, so basically at this point in time, what I'm going to do, right, is I'm just going to kind of start playing around and move the stop loss accordingly. Okay. Now, let me show you guys how we go about it. Now, here's the thing. Okay. There's no use in moving a stop loss back, right? So let's say we've got it where we've set it first flat section, second flat section, third flat section. Okay, that's quite close, isn't it? Right? That's too close. That's why we can't do it like that. When we've got the Kujin running against us, good to see you as well, Matimba. Okay. When we've got the Kujin moving against us like this, it can create a slight bit of issues, purely for the fact that we're obviously going to see consolidation within those sections then, and we've seen it happening now. Okay, but now it's starting to point down again, so now I'm feeling a little bit more confident in ratcheting my stop. But here's what we do when we get it like this: once the Kujin is moved away from price again, okay, we count it from the closest flat section to price back. Okay, whether the rest or the other closest section is to the left or to the right, it does not matter. Okay, so let me show you how we go about ratcheting according to this one in particular. So there's my first flat section, the lowest one. Second one, okay, and then let's see how high this goes. That's third one. So these two, I'd say, are basically set at more or less the same level, and the next two are set at more or less the same level as well. If you can look at it, you see to the right and to the left, they're more or less at the same level. It's basically a support resistance level. And over there as well, same thing. So technically, I'm going to be ratcheting mine towards that section right over there. There we go. So you guys saw what I did there, right? Okay. I was basically making sure that I keep my stop loss 3 flat sections away from price. Okay, so I'm always keeping it the third furthest flat section away. Okay, it's going to be useless to count from here 1, 2, 3, and then put it there, because then we're actually so close to price we're going to get stopped out, very, very quickly. Okay, so now that I've got this set, we can see that we've got that as our first level, but the very next one is also a good support resistance level. It's probably why we're getting a lot of consolidation happening at that point. And then we've got our final level over here. So that's where you could ratchet your stop here at this point in time. Original entry, I'll still keep the stop in place until I get a little bit further movement in terms of the Kujin, specifically for you, seller. I'll just keep the original stop of the latest trade that you've taken, right? I'll keep that in the original position there, just to make sure that if this does point up a little bit further, you've still got that little bit of extra room to still be in that trade if it actually does turn and go again. Okay, so you don't ratchet it too close or too tight yet to kind of get stopped out. Okay, wait for this new Kujin flow to form those 3 flat sections before you start moving it. Okay, I hope that should give you, a bit of better insight into how you go about that now. Okay, so with this one, went quite nice. Let's check the next one. Here we've got the Euro Pound. This is one that we took a little while ago. It was basically based on the Chiku breaking price. Now we've had the retracement happening. We are on a slight drawdown with this one. We've already ratcheted, no, we haven't ratcheted the stop. We've got it set according to that. Okay. We can't really ratchet. There's not enough flat levels. The future Kuma's pointing up. So this is just a normal retracement at this point. And hey, if we're lucky, we might get price breaking Kujin, giving us a second entry into this trade. Which you got we're getting now. You know, don't be bummed out when you see your account drop, with the floating profits because of these retracements. It's normal. It's all part of the flow and that kind of thing. So don't stress about it. Okay. Now, anything we can do on this one? Anything we should do? I mean, this is still trending strongly, quite bearish. Okay. Can you guys hear me though now? Are you picking up sound? I'm just gonna try and get this. Okay, great. Sounds there. Let me just quickly reset the screen share. Okay, I think that should do it. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so you guys can see now. Pictures back, sounds on, that kind of thing. You can hear me clearly? Okay, perfect. Thanks, guys. Thanks for letting me know. Okay, great stuff. Okay, so as I was saying, with this one in particular, we can see that it's still trending quite, bearish. It's given the pullback slightly in a drawdown with the most recent entry that we've taken, but still in profits with the original entry. Now, anything we can do or should do on this one in particular? What do you guys think? Nothing else I can really do, but move the stop. You can move one of the stops. That's it. Can only ratchet that top one. Okay. There's one flat section, two flat section, three flat sections. So that one I'm just going to pull slightly down. There we go. Set in place. Done. It's starting to catch up with the most recent entry stop loss, and then both will move with one another, as it goes. Okay. But yeah, otherwise now we just wait and see what happens with that one. Next chart. Pound yen. What's happening here? This is very similar to, was it? Yeah, not euro yen. It's similar to this almost in terms of the ratcheting with a Kujin. Okay, so pound yen. Also having the retracement. Beautiful thing is we've still got oodles of space in front of the Chiku. Okay, everything's still looking good. Now, anything else we can do on this one in particular? Okay, all good, William. Check in a few minutes probably. That's it, okay. Definitely so that we can ratchet the stop loss. Okay, so we've got a stop over there, which we're most likely gonna move. Now, let's check where we have to ratchet it to. This is gonna be done exactly the same way that I've done it with the previous one now, okay? That's a flat section, but it's not completed, so I can't count that. So which is the next closest flat section? That's 1, 2, 3, right over there. So it's actually going to be right on top of this other stop loss here. Okay, so let's just move that one right over there. That's it. So our most recent entry stop loss has been moved to match up with the first entry. So second entry stop loss is now sitting exactly the same spot as the first entry's one. Okay. Once that starts moving further down, we'll be able to ratchet even further. We're just going to need to wait. But now, again, we've minimized losses, okay, and we're still in some profits with some of the trades there. Next one, New Zealand US dollar. Now this is one we took a little while ago. Well, recently with the terms of the break of the level that we got over here. Okay. Um, it's seeming like it's wanting to bounce at that level now. But anyway, it's still pushing. Okay. Otherwise, our stop losses have been ratcheted on those. I can't see that our stops can be ratcheted any further until we get the new flat section forming. Okay. So other than that, I can't see anything else needing to be done on this one. So would you guys agree this one is just going to be a wait and see? There we go. Well done, guys. Well done. Okay. Let's check the next one and see what's happening there. This is the Australian dollar versus the New Zealand dollar. Well, this one we got in on a buy a little while ago as well. Okay, price has been kind of pushing down for a little while. Nice thing is we're in profit with this one though. Okay, if I move it to the stop, we're like in a 0.1% profit. But we're in a profit. Now, here's the thing. Price is kind of now Chico's broken price here. Chikum is still bullish. Price is still above, you know. Um, but it looks like we might get a trend change happening here. Now, if we're looking at ratcheting, 1, 2, 3. So I'll just move it up slightly. Come now to the next one because that's the third completed flat section. There we go. So I'm just locking in slightly more profits now. Yeah. And now we're gonna wait and see. This could just faff sideways for quite a little while. If it does go and it takes us out, well, at least we get taken out with some small profits. Okay. So we're just gonna again now with this one in particular wait and see. Possibilities, okay. That just doesn't look good, so I'm thinking that this could go down, or this could start moving into the cloud. Otherwise, if we're lucky, this starts moving up from here again. It starts bouncing off of the support level over here, and then actually starts, going up, giving us either the Kujin break, okay, or Tenkan Kujin Sen cross, and we get in again. Or this just continues going down and just takes us out. Okay, and then we have to wait for either the Kuma break, and if we get that, if this goes down strongly, that kind of thing, we get the Kuma break. Might be an interesting one to take actually. But for the fact that it looks like if this continues going the way it does, then we might actually see the Chiku being quite clear from price and have a very reasonable entry into that actually. Okay. Right, so nothing else on that one. Let's check the next one. Okay, so on this one, we've been in this trade for a little while as well. Okay. And now, see, we had Chiku kind of moving towards price. Jumped up, making a little drop now. We could get it clearing that top as well. Nothing else that I can see though. Everything's still looking quite alright. Let's see. Can't really ratchet as well. Stop loss is set where it is. Can't move it from where it is currently. Otherwise, there's nothing I can see. Anything you guys can see, or do you agree with me that this one would be just a wait and see again? Okay, well done. Yeah, nothing else I can see on this one in particular as well. We're just going to have to wait a little while. That's it. Okay. Now, Frank, what have we got here? Okay, so for this one, this is looking interesting, isn't it? Hey? This is looking interesting. So this one in particular, we're starting to get the Tenkan Kujinsen cross, but that cross is happening inside the cloud. Therefore, it's kind of an iffy signal. It's not a weak signal, it's an iffy signal. I don't like iffy signals even. I like strong signals. However, another signal coming up. It's not confirmed yet. It hasn't broken it yet completely. But tomorrow we're going to know. Okay? And then tomorrow that would be confirmed as well. Future Kuma is still bearish, which is good. But now, just a question though. If we get this breaking through, okay, and let's say tomorrow comes and this confirms, Chiku breaking price over there. Okay, and let's say we see this. The Chiku gets to there. It's clear from price. Price is then basically sitting, at that level as well. Okay. I want to see, okay, who's going to jump in? Who's going to enter? Who would enter if it's situated like that? Okay, so Bevan and Matimba's answered already. Okay, Williams answered as well. Okay. Williams given the answer why. Okay. That's it, Cello, exactly. Exactly. Right. That's it, guys. I'll be waiting for the break of that level. Okay. So I'm wanting to see more or less a break of that level. Let's zoom out as suggested and have a look. Okay, with recent flow, we've only got that so far. Okay. Let me just do that, shut that off. And if I go further back, remember we're going to have the big drop in. Yeah, that causes it. But even if we go back further, yeah, check there. Major, major, major level. Okay, so, and it's been below that before, so that's good. It's good. But yeah, we can see it's a major level. Even before, check how long it stays above that level is here. Even before we had that freak accident in the forex markets on the franc, when the Swiss bank changed the interest rates, right? That was a major, major level. So, well spotted, guys. Well spotted. You guys are making me proud, man. You're picking these things up very, very well now. Okay, so in terms of this one in particular, yes, I would wait. Okay, I'd wait for the level to be broken and cleared. Once the level is cleared, then I'll look at getting in. So even if I get the Chiku break, okay, Chiku breaking price, I just play it a little bit more safe and wait for the level to get broken as well. Okay, so I want to see something like that happening. Okay, clear break of the level, and then I'll feel confident to get in. I mean, nothing stops this from bouncing off of this again. So if I take this trade tomorrow, this could just go up and go against me. You see? So I'd rather wait for that level to be broken. It's very close to a heavy support and resistance level. Okay, you guys spotted that beautifully. Well done, guys. Well done. Okay, all good. Not a problem, William. Enjoy the rest of the evening, that kind of thing. We're almost done anyway. We've got one chart left. Let's check the last one quickly. Nothing on here. So we're technically, kind of done. Nothing on this one that we can do. This one is just trending insanely strong. Oh, if we only got it round about the levels over here, no? How awesome would that not have been? Or the chicken breaking price there, getting in round about here. It would have been beautiful. Yeah, made some good money on this one because this one gave so many extra re-entries. I mean, this would have been a huge profit buster, this one. Okay, anyway, nothing else in terms of our normal trading setups, okay, that we can see. Otherwise, let's just have a look at what the dollar rand is doing. Funnily enough, look at that. The rand is strengthening even more. Okay, that might be purely based on the release that the ANC made in terms of, the statement that Zuma needs to do the right thing and that kind of thing. So I think it's starting to show a little bit more positivity in terms of the international viewpoint. That that even his own organization is turning, or not turning against him, but starting to say, okay, whoa, 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 you need to kind of step up now. Um, don't know. This could be for many reasons, basically. Question is, how far can this go? That's the thing. Okay, so we'll keep an eye on it and see how this goes. It's quite interesting to see, how all of these things affect, movements of price and so forth. Brilliant way to kind of, and this is why if you've just got the, US Rand open, you can actually kind of then get a feel for how these news releases and stuff affect prices as well, and just perception of the markets. Remember, everything is based on perception. Okay, that's the big thing. That's what moves the markets. Okay, it's perception of the masses, nothing else. Because this is purely a psychological type of thing. It's bulls versus bears. People thinking that there's going to be opportunity versus people thinking that it's going to be problematic. And it's just whichever outweighs the other that's going to kind of force it into a particular direction. Okay. So with that, interesting to see how that's been going. Um, if at any point in time there was a good point to kind of start depositing money into an account, now would be a good one because the exchange rate's quite good at this point. You might wait a little bit longer to get a bit of a better timed level. So by all means, but yeah, this is normally how I can play it as well. Time the deposits. I'm just trying to see where oil is. I want to just get a quick look at that. There we go. Let's quickly check oil. There's Brent. What has oil been doing? Yeah. Templates. Let's do it. There we go. Daily. And oil is even more expensive than it was before. Okay, so we had it obviously dropping and then it's gone up again. Okay, how far this can go up? No one knows. No one knows. Okay. So the funny thing is the rand is strengthening now. Oil is increasing in value. Kind of should be a leveled effect. Still got a petrol increase. And I think we're going to see more. Okay. So just be wary. We're probably going to see. We're still only halfway in the month, though. But I think they might start adjusting petrol even in May as well again. By how much, we don't know. Okay. You see, we can spot these things kind of just by checking these charts, and it's very insightful, to get some extra info out of these things, But all in all, like I said, there's a couple opportunities that are definitely up. Just going to wait maybe another day or two before we jump in, just to see that everything lines up the way we want it to. So we've got a couple of levels that needs to be broken again. This is going to be like the fourth or fifth trade that we wait in terms of a support resistance level break, before we time the entry. And it's just good to kind of make sure that you're safe in terms of that. Okay. Now, that's it otherwise, guys, basically for the session, right? Matimba Dana, I know you guys joined in slightly later. This will obviously be available on the replay. The replay is working now, so you can choose to basically, I think just give it a couple of minutes once we're done with the session, and then basically it's gonna, be available for view. It just needs to load. That's all, but it should be fine. Okay. Yeah, awesome. Not a problem. Not a problem. Okay. But gents, that's it. Otherwise, Bevan, I'll chat to you tomorrow. Okay, and we'll just tackle uh, that strategy of yours. Like I said, luckily, there's quite a couple of things we can do and work through. But I want to show you some of those techniques. Um, Otherwise, guys, thanks for joining me. It was awesome. For those of you, that want to that kind of thing, make sure to try and check the replay for the intraday session as well. Nice 5% profits this morning. You know, um, but otherwise, yeah, make sure that you basically just try and see if you can follow with the way I'm going about the Ichimoku and that kind of thing. It's going to be the best way to make sure that you guys are learning properly. Okay, the Ichimoku specifically. Okay, I am looking at tweaking a few things slightly, maybe. Okay, but I want to give this a little bit more time before I really get into that. Okay, but I'll let you guys know about that as we get there. Okay, but otherwise that's it, guys. Thanks for joining me. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and I'll see you guys again, same time, same place next week. Okay, cheers, guys.